definitely the ideal shoe for this morning. Did you try it yesterday?
Yeah, I did.
Definitely what we want.
Right up the side of the hill. Get it over here.
All right, that kind of fast running, it's not happening for me today. Trying out the Cloudultra Peak.
Yeah,
What do you think of them? First time?
I like them. I tried them on yesterday. I quite like them, honestly. I like more stable, low stack shoes.
Yeah.
So this is great.
They have a nice feel to them up front too. I like the toe box. What's your name?
Santi.
Santi?
Yeah.
Mike.
Mike.
Morning. Yeah, you want to give me some specs on the Cloudultra Peak, Matt, from on here? Come on, while we're on the run. This is how I do my stuff, man. Come on.
All right. You got, starting with the upper, you've got a matrix upper. First time ons use matrix on an upper. So introducing it on the Ultra Peak. And then down to the midsole, you've got a nice big slab of Helion HF. That's our hyper foam. That's gonna be a nice responsive foam for our race day shoes. But in the heel, you've got this nice EVA carrier that is gonna add a little bit of stability to that heel for those technical trails. This shoe is meant for those gnarly technical trails. Things like sky running, your Cirque series of North America.
We're about to hit a little flat here. We can catch our breath.
I don't think we can. But it's meant to be nimble, agile, and fast. You can really feel that rocker.
I can feel the rocker for sure.
Yeah, once you hit those flats, or if you get a nice start on some road, it feels nice and quick.
What about the toe box? Something I'm noticing, it's very comfortable.
Oh, to be honest, I don't know a lot of specs specific to the toe box, but something that I think is translated across the Ultra franchise has been just, it's a little roomier.
Yes, the Pro is like one of the better
Yeah,
shoes.
I think the Pro and the 3 have a nice roomy toe box. It's
Yes.
one of the first things I hear
Exactly.
when people slip them on. Now, I will say, I don't know that the Peak is quite as roomy, but it is meant to be a little bit more streamlined.
Compared to like, you know, lighter weight kind of shoes like that, like super
Yeah.
tight, strappy ones.
Shoes
This
in that
one,
category.
yes, this one is really nice.
Good. Yeah, we had a few team members of the trail team racing it at Broken Arrow for its debut, and heard a lot of great feedback on it, and everyone said it felt like a rocket ship.
I can see that. I can see this being one of those 23K ascent picks for sure.
Yeah, definitely meant for those shorter trail races, but something with some really technical scrambling as well.
Sweet. Well, thanks for that little walkthrough, Matt. I know you're gonna be sure to get me a test sample for the channel for a full review.
That's right. You go to my boy Eli Stillman.
Put him on the spot here.
He's my handler.
All right. Thank you.
Oh, but I'm to walk.
Me too. Oof. Oh, seriously, you got long pants. I got my jacket still on here. A little more climbing, a little more altitude than I bargained for this morning. I knew I was gonna come out here to have more fun than actual running, but the legs kind of loosened up this morning as I was kind of shaking out a little. They felt okay. Lost a little bit of that tightness that I had from the past couple days, but then at that starting shoot, once we got on the run, I was like, oh, no, they're still not there. And this one, we're going kind of all up, let's say. Definitely a denser lug pattern underfoot here. More grip in the outsole here than the Cloudultra Pro for sure. This is quite steep now. Trying to catch my breath. High grade here. You could see super dry the whole weekend. Obviously, aside from that ascent, not much weather. Very dry out here. Loose moon dust at times. Sandy, loose small rock. So going to have an advantage here with this Cloudultra Peak outsole compared to the Cloudultra Pro for sure. What's that I hear? I think I hear bass. Must be a DJ up there. And they told me there's food, so looking forward to that one. This one started at 6 a.m. Didn't eat much. Noticeable front rocker here with this one. I'd say that's one of the main feature points of this shoe. Don't remember if Matt mentioned that, but you have a big roll through the ball of the foot into the toes. Quite noticeable on first step in, first standing in the shoe. You notice that smooth roll, but it's not like one of those where you have the huge stack up to the forefoot and then a very sharp kind of turn into a toe rocker where you really fall off at the front of the toe box. It really starts earlier, probably mid ball of the foot, maybe perhaps a little bit forward. So you really start rolling into it early, which I find is quite nice, even especially for steep hiking up here. That guy's standing still, so must be DJing food up there. The Tram Jam Shakeout run was yesterday though, so there will be no tram on the way down, so I'm gonna have to run this back down. So take a little interlude here, bring you up to the summit with me, catch some tunes, refuel a little bit. We'll meet up again, see how the Cloudultra Peak handles this descent here. So close.
Coffee and DJ are right up there.
I need a little more cowbell for this last. Thank you. Ooh, a real finish line.
Yeah.
Coffee.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, and the good stuff.
Yes, that's what we need.
The best stuff. Yeah, I agree.
What a great breakfast spot, huh?
Hell yeah.
What'd you think of the shoes on the way up?
They were great.
Great?
I like them. They were light.
Light?
Yeah. Really good. Less cushion than I'm used to, but I liked it.
For a climb like this, it's
Yeah.
really nice.
Yes. Be really good on a rocky road for sure.
So you're doing Western States?
Yeah.
Oh my
Excited.
god. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, coming up soon.
Really, coming up real soon.
Have you done it before, or?
I have not. This is my first time.
Super excited,
My
huh?
only shot. It's so hard to get in.
What's your name?
David.
What's
Brownrigg.
David what?
Brownrigg.
Brownrigg, okay.
Mouthful of-
We're gonna have to look you up and see how you do.
Thank you.
Good luck out there.
I appreciate you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I figured I would get, I don't know what was the qualification, but I figured I'd get my ass whipped, and I don't want to go to South Africa for that. Yeah. What's wrong with the marathon? This is like the definition of those meme accounts of parents and their children running ultras. Back in the village now. That was a fun descent, of course. This being a lighter weight, lower stack shoe, I'm not going to have as much cushion heading down that steep stuff, but I think the added outsole compared to the Pro, for example, definitely helps on the descents, as well as having that traction on the steeper climbs. Again, you're not going to be crashing down into super soft cushion on those type of steep descents over there. So set your expectations with this shoe. But going up and down, good control. I didn't notice my foot sliding at all, just a little bit. Obviously, it's so steep that you're going to move a little bit in any kind of shoe, but I wasn't jamming up into the front. And I do have a US 9.5 here. Have to mention that in my Cloudultra Pro, I do wear a US 10. So I was able to try these on, thankfully, at this demo here before just picking a size and having them send me one. I'm happy at a half size down here, US 9.5 compared to my US 10 in the Cloudultra Pro. Cloudultra Pro still has that roomy toe box, but I like that extra spaciousness. I did race that shoe at River of No Return 108K, but of course, Cloudultra Peak here, I would not be running 100K in this. Certainly any of the Broken Arrow distances, definitely the 23K, 46K going 2 times around. I'd have to think about this shoe as far as cushion and comfort underfoot, but it feels fast, it feels quick. The large amount of Helion HF around the middle of the shoe, also up front, and with that kind of rolling rocker there, really starting here through here, it's really quick. Like even standing in the shoe, I can notice it just kind of rolling over, and that's fantastic climbing and speedy on flats and rolling ground. I didn't notice too much like roundedness and rocker. There's good flex in the shoe even when I'm stepping on uneven stuff. I didn't notice too much tippiness, and I think that's also due to the kind of streamlined fit. There's not a lot of overhang around the heel, not much anywhere in the front and under the middle of the shoe. So with the stack height, it is a little bit high, but it's narrow, so I have a good feel of my foot placements out on the trail. So as long as you can manage, you know, not stepping on something too crazy and uneven, you could be a little bit precise with where you're putting your feet on the trail and get pretty decent stability. I think this would be a great shoe. I think a bunch of the On athletes were wearing this in the 23K and surely the other distances as well. I'll of course have a full review of this one once I get my actual test pair. Going to return these to the demo booth, so keep an eye out for a full review in the future on the channel. Very exciting for On to come out with a companion short distance racer for the Cloudultra Pro. I think this one, the solid lockdown and the kind of comfy yet stable feel underfoot, and also that real roll, you feel it. You feel like the shoe wants you to go forward. It wants to give you that forward roll there. I think that's going to agree with a lot of people in a way that the Cloudultra Pro, the cushion of it and the stability, the kind of comfort feel compared to other trail super shoes, this one's going to work in a similar way for the majority of runners for shorter distances. So again, keep an eye out for a full review once I get my sample pair on the channel. Not sure if I'll do another video from out here in Palisades, Tahoe. I'm gonna check out some cool Vibram resoled shoes. You will see that in a future video. I'm gonna keep that a little bit of a secret here. I've got tea with Yeti from Mount to Coast today and the 100-meter dash. So full last day, and then I'll drive back home to Boise, and then I'll see you back on the trails over there.